Okay, basically let's get back to the beginning here for a second. You'll notice just setup wise, everything looks kind of like real stiff at this point, right? It just looks like we're probably a little bit too upright. If you look at this other picture right in here, and we'll go through a few different postures, but we're definitely starting to create a little bit more forward flexion, with the upper body, right? You see a little difference in the shaft angle too. Um, kind of getting back into the stuff that we'd gone over. You'll notice the club was starting to get back behind the body quite a bit again. But then we said, okay, let's start taking it up, and you picked up on it right away. So we know the move's there. And if you take a look at, this was the last swing that you made, you'll notice how the golf club is pretty much on the money right there. I mean, that's excellent. I like the left arm positioning. Now the club's starting to hinge up. The hands are staying out in front of the chest a little bit now, compared with getting back behind, right? Coming down into the golf ball. Looks like we're starting to create a little bit more space for that right elbow as well to be able to get through. If we look in here, we kind of look like we're a little bit cramped and even coming in a little bit underneath plane at times. So that could be one of the reasons why you flat out top some shots in the tournament as well, or in the match that you played. Now let's kind of go through a few of these. Basically, when we started talking a little bit about your posture, right here, you came up with your 12 centimeter distance right there. Just looking at it from a angle standpoint now, you can see we're like down in that 53-degree range, which is on the money. Not worrying about the takeaway just at this point, because this was at the beginning. We didn't talk about it then, but you'll notice that we still had a little bit of that movement, forward with the head where it's dropping down, right? Your right hip's starting to work better, though. See how it's starting to angle down to the ground? And the club actually is coming from the inside right there, which was good. Okay, so not too bad. So I think if we can start to work a little bit on that takeaway, start to put ourselves in a good solid position at the start, create that forward tilt, take that club where it feels like it's coming up, hopefully we'll give ourselves, a little more room for that right elbow to be able to get through and hopefully hit some good shots. Now, when we look at some of these longer clubs, though, here's where we were seeing a little bit of a difference right in here. We're pretty far back over that right foot, right? Now, it looks like we're starting to try and get the lower body to go, which is good. But you can see how we almost fall back just a little bit. So, timing's going to be a little bit more critical. What's happening here is the chest is starting to open up to the sky a little bit. So if it starts to open up to the sky and we start to create too much tilt away from the golf ball, the club's going to want to bottom out behind the ball and hit up and into it. So then we said, okay, maybe we can come up with some drills to work on trying to change that a little bit. And I'll show you another drill after too. But one of the drills right here is, it seems kind of weird hitting the golf ball this way, but it's actually pulling the right foot back, picking the heel up, and then just really getting used to staying, like you can see here, you're just really, really centered up at the top of the swing instead of being pretty far back off the ball, right? And then there was a little bit of that over rotation. So you see the nose position here. Here you're getting used to turning back and actually staying, much more centered, right? So that might be a good drill to kind of work with, and you can see, coming into it, you're able to really hit down on the golf ball too, and the nose is pretty much in front of the golf ball even, right? Okay, so that could be one drill to play around with. We also talked about the setup positioning here too, where if we can actually get set up where I know they're different golf clubs here, but it'd still be kind of the same feeling. If we look here from the shoulder, going down there, it's that knee and that shoulder, they're pretty far inside that left foot, so you're pretty far back behind it to begin with. If you look over here, same measurement. Now things are starting to line up a little bit more, and you can see at the top of the swing, a little reduction in the shoulder turn now, very, very steady in the head compared to a little bit of the over rotation. And that should allow us to keep our our chest down a little bit more through here, right? Compared with starting to fall back and actually kind of coming up. See a little bit of a difference in that spine tilt. So that's pretty good amount of turn there where this, or angle, where that one's, looks pretty good where you're at. So, and then we saw the divot actually in front of the golf ball with that one. So I guess going into the tournament stuff here, main thing I think is creating your forward tilt, working on your takeaway again, just trying to line up a little bit and then just see, trying to find your rhythm for making contact with it from there. Does that make sense a little bit? So we'll put this one up full swing. We'll just go through a few things here again. I mean, this is one of the best takeaways that we've seen from you right there. And if you look backswing wise, I mean, that's pretty good right there. Still a little bit of that movement to start, right? So we kind of get out towards the left toe a bit. Watch your club face angle a little bit too at address. Alright, sound good. So tilt forward, find your distance, line up the joints, and then basically we're trying not to swing inside so much. Keep the club more out in front of you.